Good afternoon, friends. Thanks for joining me on Men Talk. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is the present, a gift from God. Enjoy. I have a wonderful, interesting man with me today. You're going to like him as much as I do. His name is Doug Flinn, and welcome, Doug. Glad to have you.
Judy, glad to be here.
Well, we are anxious to talk to you.
Well, I'm anxious to be here.
So what would you like to start with? Your family a little bit, maybe?
Sure. Well, I'll start out by saying, if you don't know me, I'm the pastor of the church here.
That's a good start.
I've been here since March, part-time, and then I was appointed here full-time, beginning November 1. I've often told people I've waited 38 years for this job. So I'm excited to have this job. It's great to be here, and I'm glad I'm here.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Thank you. I do have a family. I am divorced. I was married in 1988. I was married the day after graduation. And
High school sweetheart?
no, college.
No. Oh,
college graduation, yes.
Okay, college.
And we met our junior year, in the beginning of our junior year of college, and we dated for 2 years and got married the day after graduation. Out of that marriage, came 4 children. Wow. I've got 4 boys. They're all older. The oldest will be 36, 34, 32, and 29, I think. And they all, 3 of them live local, fairly local. Okay. I've got two of them live in Athens. When I was serving down in the Plains, 2 of my children came to live with me. Robbie and John came to live with me. They finished up their schooling there, and they both went to Hocking College. And after I was left the Plains, I went to Walnut Grove, and they stayed in Athens. So I've got John and Robbie in Athens. My other son, Andrew, is living in Findlay. And because of him, I have 2 granddaughters.
I was just wondering about that.
I call them Chuck and Joe. Charlotte, or actually Josephine is the oldest one. She's 6, and Charlotte 4. And they are the light of my life. I love them so much.
Do you see them often?
Not as often as I want to, mostly through FaceTime.
Okay.
But that's better than nothing.
Yes.
And then my oldest son lives in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Okay.
All 4 of them are married, but again, only 2 grandchildren.
So far.
So far. So far. So, yeah. So that's
a great family.
Yes. And they have been my life. After we divorced, 2 of the children lived with me and 2 lived with their mother. And so, of course, their mother and I have always then been still maintained a solid friendship.
Oh, good.
We celebrate holidays together and everything else. So that's been good. In fact, she lives in Middletown. So, we get to see each other occasionally.
Good.
And I was going to say something about this, and I forgot what I was going to say. But
what about your mother? Tell me
yes,
about
my mother, my 89-year-old mother, is moving here in about 3 weeks.
Isn't that great?
So I'm excited about that.
Yes.
She lives up in Kenton, Ohio, up near Findlay and Lima area. She's getting to the point where she just has to move, right, like many of us here.
Yes. Yes.
So she'll be moving here in about 3 weeks. And I think the only reason she's moving here is because I now live here.
Well, that's a good reason.
Yes. So she lived in Kenton for 89 years, and so I know this move's going to be tough for her.
Right.
But it's going to be good.
Yes.
Especially if she meets people like you.
Oh, I'll try to make her welcome. I love it here, and I want to meet her.
Yep, I do too. So, and in addition to my children, I have a dog.
Oh, okay.
And some of you may have already met Cooper.
No.
Cooper's a golden doodle. I bring him here 1 to 2 times a week, so he's usually around. So every once in a while, if you see me walking around with Cooper, you'll get to meet Cooper because he loves people. You know what?
I bet I've seen Cooper and didn't look up to see it was you. I was looking at him.
Well, that could be.
Because I didn't know. I've seen a cockerpoodle or whatever you called it.
Yes, mine's a golden doodle.
Labradoodle.
Golden doodle.
Oh, golden.
Yes. Okay. And actually, there are 3 dogs on campus that look exactly alike.
Really?
There's my dog, there's Arlo, and then Baxter comes in.
I know Baxter.
And so I bring him in, and people will say, now who is this? I tell, well, this is Cooper.
Cooper. That's a great name.
Thank you. Yeah, I like Cooper. He looked like a Cooper the minute I picked him up.
Well, you've had him since a puppy.
Yes, I've had him for 5 years. He'll be 5 years in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Okay. That's nice company for you, and he probably
Absolutely.
likes to walk with you.
Absolutely.
And you like to walk.
And we like to walk. Yeah, we'll take walks. We'll lap around the Otterbein campus here. We'll go out to the dog park. He loves to run. So.
My son had a dog, and I went to his dog park. It was fun.
Oh, yeah. The only thing, Cooper doesn't know how to play fetch.
Oh, he doesn't?
And I can't teach him how. He's not smart enough to play fetch.
Oh, he's smart enough. He's not chasing that ball.
He's not chasing a ball. So.
Okay, now, what else would you like to talk about? That was
Well-
very interesting, though.
Well, some of my hobbies, again, growing up, all my hobbies had to be put to the side because I was a single parent.
Right.
I was a single
right.
parent for 15 years or 20 years. And so I never had the opportunity to really develop good kinds of hobbies because I was with my kids.
Right.
And that was my hobby. That's why I'm excited about living here. Because I've talked to Al Matz, and I'm thinking about doing an apprenticeship down in the woodworking room. I'm hoping, Max or Al.
Why would you not be able to?
I don't know.
I'm sure he would want you very much.
I'm sure.
You're a smart man.
Well, not when it comes to tools. So that's a good thing. One thing I told Al, I said, power tools and me don't get along very well. He goes, oh, we just use hand tools. And I said, good, because I'm afraid of saws. I hate saws. But he's going to teach me how to use some tools. I'm going to ask Barbara to teach me how to crochet.
Okay.
And take up some of those other kind of hobbies. Bob Bounds has gotten me into the diamond art and doing some of the diamond
that's a lot
art.
of fun.
So it's just a lot of fun.
Well, those are nice hobbies, all three of those.
Yes.
And you might be able to crochet your granddaughter's a blanket or something.
That's right.
Or a sweater or whatever.
Or a sweater, or a new sweater for the dog, even.
Oh, I think you should start with him.
I'll start with that one.
In case you make any mistakes, he won't know.
That's right. That's right.
Well, those are great hobbies. And
Yeah.
when you were raising your sons, your kids, what kind of hobbies did they get? Like sports? Were they sports-minded?
But my youngest and the oldest son were the two athletes, and they were runners.
Oh.
So they both ran cross country,
Okay.
and they both ran track.
Okay.
The other two, Andrew and Robbie, were more the music guys.
Okay.
Robbie played drums, and Andrew was a saxophone player, clarinet saxophone player.
Okay.
They got my genes because I didn't play sports when I was growing up.
Okay.
I was, when I got to high school, the high school basketball coach begged me to go out for basketball. We need your height. So I went to the basketball tryouts or the pre-practices, and at the end of the 2 weeks, he took me aside and he told me I should consider wrestling instead. So, I was no good at basketball.
You were tall, but you just couldn't hit the basket.
I could barely throw the ball.
Oh.
So I was terrible at basketball. Didn't like wrestling either, so I just stuck with choir and band.
Well, tell us about your music then. What kind of music do you like today? I mean, anything particular?
I like to listen to, one of my favorite things to do is to go on YouTube and listen to piano covers.
Oh.
To listen to piano players play other people's music.
Okay.
And I just love that. I'll sit and scroll through music like that for 2 hours in the evening, just listening to music.
Do you ever watch Andrew Ree?
I've never
He plays the violin.
I've never seen him.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. You got to look him up.
I'll look him up.
He's over in Austria,
Oh, okay.
and he has a great show.
Oh, I'll have to look him up.
Yeah. Kevin plays guitar. Right, Kevin?
I do. Yes, I do.
I've had him on, and he
yeah.
played his guitar here.
We'll have to have him come down to the church and play for church someday.
Yeah, I told him he and I ought to do a duet. I'll sing, he'll play the guitar.
There we go.
There you go.
We can do that.
We got it.
I don't think either one of us want to do that.
But she keeps signing us up for it either way.
So music is a big
yeah.
part of your life
Yep,
too.
I like to listen.
Do you dance then? Since you like music, can you dance? Not much.
Do you remember watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Oh yes.
And do you remember how what was the name? Clayton? Was that his name?
No, but I know.
Yeah, that's about how I dance.
Carlton.
Carlton. That was it.
There you
Carlton,
go,
thank
yes.
you. That's how I dance.
That's okay.
I'm not a good dancer.
As long as you like it, it doesn't matter how you dance.
That's true.
If
That's
you
true.
dance in the kitchen on your own, that's good enough.
So when I was going through high school, I was in the high school band.
Uh-huh.
I spent 4 years in the high school band. I was in the choir, and I was also then in the swing show choir.
Oh.
And so I was in that for 3 years. So I did have to dance a little bit with them.
Yes.
I was never very good, but
It was
I made
enough.
it.
It was good
He put me
enough.
in the back. He always put me in the back, so nobody could see me anyway.
Right. Well, I think music, Kevin loves
Mm-hmm.
music too. There's those sports-minded people. I had one of each.
Yep.
And my older son, he went with the show choir.
Yep.
In college, did you do any music?
Not much.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Asbury College, which is in Wilmore, Kentucky.
Okay.
It's about 15 miles southwest of Lexington.
Okay.
And so I went there. Well, actually, I started in nursing school.
Oh.
Right after graduation from high school, I spent 1 quarter, or 2 quarters actually, at the Toledo Hospital School of Nursing.
Okay.
I would have been in the last class of their 3-year program.
Uh-huh.
And I quickly realized it wasn't for me.
It's good you find out early.
That's right.
Instead of wait till you get through the whole thing
Yeah.
and then say, it's not.
No, this isn't, and that's when I really answered my calling into the ministry. Because you see, I had the calling to go into the ministry at a very, very young age.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. I think what was happening, we were in Sunday school class.
Uh-huh.
And I was preaching to the rest of the class.
And you weren't supposed to be.
And so when we were all done, my Sunday school teacher, she just kind of put both of her hands around my face. And she says, Doug, one day you're going to make an excellent minister.
She could see it.
And I kept that in my mind until I was in probably about 7th grade when I was talking to a friend of mine. And I told her, we were talking about what we were going to do when we grew up. And I told her I was going to be a minister. And she said, well, if you're going to be a minister, I can't be your friend anymore because ministers don't have any fun.
Oh, well, is that true?
Absolutely not.
You're not going to tell us what fun you have.
I can't tell you all kinds of
Keep
fun.
that to
but
yourself.
I'll keep it to myself. But no, and that really affected me.
Uh-huh.
And I decided at that point, okay, I'm not going to go in the ministry. I'm going to do something else. My mom was a nurse. She was a nurse for 30 years. I thought, I'd like to be a nurse. Didn't work out. And that's when I decided. When I was sitting in my apartment on a March evening. It was a Thursday night, and it was raining outside. I remember that very clearly.
Uh-huh.
And I was praying, and that's when I heard God just say, ministry. And
I was going to ask you that. That's wonderful.
And so that's when I started. So I called the school, say I'm dropping out. I finished out the quarter and told Mom and Dad I was dropping out, which was one of the hardest things that I had to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because my parents grew up in a time, you start something, you finish it. That was my dad's philosophy.
Yes.
And I was afraid to say, I can't do nursing.
So then you started school for ministry.
Then I went down, went to Asbury College and got a degree in psychology. And I got 2 degrees. I was a double major, psychology and history. And then I attended Asbury Theological Seminary, which is just across the street from the college.
Okay.
How
long was that? How long did it take?
That took me 4 years.
Okay.
I was a student pastor at the time.
Oh.
So it slowed me down. So instead of 3 years, it took 4 years. 4 hardest years of my life, but we made it through.
Why is that?
Just because my student appointment was in Aberdeen, Ohio, which is right on the river, across the river from Maysville, Kentucky.
Okay.
And so I was commuting down to Lexington every day to go to school and back. And plus trying to pastor and doing everything the pastor has to do. It was very, very difficult.
Yeah, I would think so, yes.
But I made it through it.
But that's interesting. You knew exactly when you were called. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't, it comes on them. I remember when I was, well, I'm not a pastor, but I remember mine when I was 12, I was submerged.
Yep.
And that was it, immediate.
Yep.
Not everybody gets to have that experience.
Yeah. Like I remember I've talked with my mother, and I remember her telling me we'd be going out driving and we'd go by her old homestead, and we'd drive by her friend's house. It was on that porch I decided to become a nurse. So even there, she knew when she was called to nursing.
That's great. That is great.
And I remember the time I was called. I remember the time I was called again. And then in my 3rd year of college, I was debating on whether to go to seminary or get my graduate degree in psychology, to be a psychologist. And after a long night of prayer, I heard the voice of God again, 3 times, twice actually I heard it, when I was in Toledo and there at Asbury. And he just said, remember. And immediately there was that vision in my mind's eye of that night when I answered the call in Toledo. And time again, that calling has been confirmed.
I wish everybody could have a vision where they know what, so many young people today don't know what they want to be, and they go to college and they just don't have a lot of direction.
They don't have any direction. You're right. But God has continually reaffirmed his calling on my life. Because I know I was ready to quit back in 2022, 23, when the United Methodist Church was going through all the disaffiliations, churches were leaving, the church was in a big upheaval, and I was done. I didn't want to do this anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. It hurt so badly to see my church just fall apart like it did, just divide.
But you got a call again.
I talked with my district superintendent, and she said, take 6 weeks off.
Good idea.
So they gave me a 6-week renewal leave. And at the end of that, God reaffirmed my call. Right after my divorce, I went through a period of time where I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I called Mom and asked her if she'd put me through school to get another degree. She said, what are you going to do? And I said, I want to be a funeral director.
Oh, that's a lot different.
And she said, why a funeral director? And I said, because I hate working with the living.
Okay.
Because things at church were getting very difficult. There was still some kind of undercurrent because of the divorce and all of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I was just ready to give it up.
Sure. And what caused you to decide to keep going?
One of my church members sponsored me on an Emmaus walk. Nothing really big. It wasn't really huge. But it was, again, just that quiet confirmation. I'm exactly where God wants me to be.
Good. So it's you just have to wait, and if you listen, he talks.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah. And, one of the things that I've learned is the importance of patience.
Oh boy, that is a good one.
In the Christian life. Because after disaffiliation, I was at Walnut Grove. I was at a church up in Kenton. And after that disaffiliation, I had to move. Well, my church disaffiliated in January, so there weren't that many churches open. So I got appointed to a church that couldn't afford a full-time pastor. It was a 2-point charge. I loved them. I loved it. They just couldn't sustain anything. And so the DS decided to move me. So she moved me down here to a church outside of Franklin. And they had a difficult time. We had a difficult time financially.
Oh, okay.
And so that's when I started talking with Tom Malott, who's my predecessor here.
He was great.
And he's a great pastor. I
Yes.
love Tom to death. He was, I served with him up near Findlay. He was serving in Findlay before he came here. And we got to know each other, and we served together on district committees, and he's just a fabulous man.
Yes, he was very nice.
And I started talking to him when I heard that he was coming here. I always told him that was my dream job. This would be the place where I wanted to go. And I said, I want to go there when you retire. And he said, well, I've got 5 years left. And so after I got moved here to Hope, and we had these financial issues, I made arrangements with Otterbein and my bishop to be part-time here and part-time there. And then
I remember when
yep,
you came
yep.
and you'd run out the door to the other church.
I'd run out the door to the other church. I'd
Yes.
come here and I'd preach and then run straight out the door so I could get to Hope by 10:30.
We all knew that.
Yep. And I loved it at Hope. But again, they couldn't afford a full-time pastor, and now we were in crisis here at Otterbein at the church. And because I had been here, and they were aware, my district superintendent, Dr. Allen, understood that this is where I wanted to be when Tom retired, and she asked me. And I'll be honest with you, I struggled with it. At first I told her no, because I was worried about Hope. Because that was a church that was truly in crisis. They had gone, I was their fourth pastor in 3 years. This was their pastor. They thankfully have a pastor. They got one right after I moved here. He was appointed right away. But he's our fifth pastor in 4 years. That's hard, especially for a small congregation.
Right, yes.
And I didn't want to put them through that. I just
But
didn't
God
want to.
had it already planned.
But God had a plan.
He knew where you should be.
Yep. And so after much prayer, I decided that this was where God really wanted me to be.
Yes.
Because in ministry, I relate better to older folks.
Well, we're glad of that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm intimidated by younger guys.
Oh, are you?
I'm intimidated by Kevin.
I find that hard to
He's
believe.
he's older than he looks.
But no, but because a lot of the guys who are in my church, they're the athletes. They're big business. They're farmers. They do things that I don't have a lot of understanding in.
Well, I think I always get intimidated because of technology.
Technology
My
intimidates me.
grandsons are so far beyond me, and they'll say, "Grandma, you don't understand that?" I said, "No." So yeah, I understand that.
So I relate better
To
to senior citizens.
Good. Well, we're glad you do, and we're glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too. Like I said, I started in 1939, so I'll be starting my 38th year of ministry in July.
Wow.
Hold on. Say that again. You said you started in 1939?
89.
There you go.
Sorry.
I was like, I don't think you're that old, dude.
No,
He's older than he looks.
I age well. No, 1989 I started, so I'll be starting my 38th year, beginning.
That's well. How long do you have to go till you retire? How many years?
I can retire now.
Oh, could you?
In the United Methodist Church, we can retire after 30 years of active service.
Oh, okay.
So I can retire right now. But for,
Why
of
would
course,
you? You
social
don't want to.
for Social Security reasons, for Medicare reasons,
Sure.
I'm staying in until at least 65. In the United Methodist Church, we have mandatory retirement at 72.
Oh, okay.
But even then, many of our retired pastors continue to serve. So I wouldn't be. I'm gonna share a little secret.
Okay.
I will probably retire at 65.
Okay. And that's how, well, you don't want to tell your age, but
I'm 61. I'll be 62 at my next birthday. And so I've got 3.5 more years.
and will you still continue to
And then I
minister?
would continue.
You just wouldn't
to
have all
serve.
the responsibility.
Oh, I would have all the same responsibilities.
Oh, no.
I will continue here in retirement.
Okay.
So I will probably either serve here until I die or they wheel me out of here on a gurney.
Well, we're glad. Well, I'll go before you because I'm older than you. And you, me, go before Kevin. He's only like 37 or something like that. He's very young.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
So he's younger than my youngest son.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
he's a baby. And that's why I said I was going to adopt him.
But I'm like Doug in that I've always been a very old soul, and
Yes.
I've always related to adults more.
Very much so.
Yeah, I'm very similar in that way.
Yeah. Yep. I would much rather. One of my favorite memories in ministry is when I was serving a 3-point charge. I was serving 3 churches down in southern Ohio near Sardinia, Ohio, which is over by Mount Oreb. And in the middle-sized church, we would get together for Bible study on a Wednesday or Thursday afternoon, and then the ladies would quilt.
Oh,
And of course, they didn't use the machines to quilt. They did
hand
quilting. And they had the teeny tiniest little stitches.
Wow.
And they tried to teach me how to quilt. And so I would quilt, and I was staying on the lines and everything, but my stitches were that big, that big, that big. And so the next week I was there, it was all torn out and redone. But they were patient with me,
Yes.
trying to teach me how to quilt.
Yes.
And I hope Al and I hope Barbara are just as patient with me
Oh,
as they try to teach me how to do woodworking and crocheting.
they will be patient.
I'm
with
sure
you.
they
You're
will.
I have a feeling you're a good student to learn.
I try. I
Yes.
try.
Well, I think that it's nice to have a little something extra besides your job.
Yep.
You don't want to be too involved in crafts or hobbies, but the diamond art, I've done that. It's
Yep.
fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be lazy either.
No, but you have to have free time too.
Yeah. And I have a tendency to be lazy. I have a tendency, if I don't have anything to do, I'm going to sit in front of the television and eat my Doritos and eat my Oreo cookies, you know. I tend to be lazy if I don't have anything to do.
Well, I think that's good to have that time. I love, I have one of the glass porches.
Oh,
and
yes.
I love to sit out there and read my book. Sometimes I just sit out there and watch the rain.
Yep.
Whatever. I mean, I don't have to be. I used to be. I had to always be doing something. So it's good to have relaxation.
Yes, it is.
What kind of books do you like to read? Mysteries?
One of my favorite authors is John Grisham.
Oh, yes.
I love to read John Grisham books.
Yes.
I read a variety of stuff. I love to read C.S. Lewis.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
C.S. Lewis is one of the he's a Christian writer. Wrote back in the 30s, 40s, into the 50s. Very serious. He's a philosopher, theologian, kind of deep. But every year he wrote the Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, I didn't read that, of course.
So the Chronicles of Narnia, they're fantasy books, wonderful books. I love to read C.S. Lewis. James Patterson, those types of books. I love to read James
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes, he's good too. I
so-
know him.
Yes. So those are the kind of books that I like to read if I'm not doing anything else.
You mentioned you took psychiatry, psychology.
Psychology.
Do you ever find yourself analyzing people?
Not anymore.
Unconsciously?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
I was wondering if he's analyzing me. I wanted to know what he was thinking.
I used to.
I have a bad habit of doing that.
But I found that in my pastoral relationships, if I'm sitting here trying to analyze somebody, I'm not listening to what you're saying.
Okay.
So, I'm learning to be more listening oriented, more empathetic, that instead of trying to think about the next thing I'm going to say or
Right.
analyzing what your craziness,
But then when they're all done talking, you think, oh, I know what's wrong with them. Because I try to observe people,
Yeah.
and I think, oh, I know what their problem
Yep.
is. But of course, I don't tell them.
Yep.
Because I just won't. So anyway, yeah, I always wondered about people who take psychiatry,
Yeah.
if that happens.
Yeah, it gives us good insight on how people think,
Mm-hmm.
why people react in the ways they do.
Yes,
It gives a lot of insight for that.
yes.
I thought it was a good major for going into ministry.
Oh yeah, I think it
Give
would
us
be.
an insight into the human psyche, and then tools how to counsel, how to be in conversation, and how to listen. That's important.
I think listening, and I thought of something else she's mentioned, the Emmaus walk.
Mm-hmm.
I did that.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit about your Emmaus walk? And why it got the name? And
I was going to say, what is that? That was going to be a question I
Okay.
had. I'm not familiar with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
yes.
Emmaus walk is a 3-day spiritual retreat.
yes,
Okay, and in that time, there's a lot of things happen in the midst of all of that. There are 15 talks total. 3 are given by clergy, and they focus on our understanding, and it comes from a United Methodist point of view.
okay,
And we look at what grace means. What is grace? And we go through several different aspects of what grace is and God's grace and how God extends His grace to us. And then the other ones, the other 11 talks or whatever it is, are given by lay people. The Emmaus walk is really to equip church leaders to lead. And so it gives us a deeper understanding of our Christian walk, our Christian faith, and it prepares us to be leaders in the church.
okay,
When I did my walk, throughout the week, there are several instances where you have quiet time to pray. And so it was in those times of quietness that I was able to pray and seek God's guidance on my future.
And isn't it based on the 3 men that walked in the Bible?
Yes, it's
I
based
don't
on-
remember their names.
We don't remember, Cleopas was one of them, and that's the only one that we know.
And they took a walk and they caught
And it was on the day of the resurrection. They were walking from Jerusalem to Emmaus.
Okay.
And there on Emmaus, the risen Lord met them on the road and walked with them.
That's
And so it's called the Emmaus walk, is because that's where we meet Jesus and He walks with us.
yes.
And so it's that time when we can deepen our faith relationship with God.
Well, we did it on a weekend, a
Mm-hmm.
group of women, or it could have been men too, mostly women. And you didn't have a phone, you couldn't have any contact with the outside world. No, you didn't know any news. It was strictly to get your faith
Yeah.
stronger. It was amazing.
Yes.
I don't hear about them anymore.
They're not as active as they used to be.
No. They started in Texas.
They started in Texas. I think the first one here in Ohio was at Hyde Park in Cincinnati.
Okay.
I did my walk in Marysville, Ohio, which was like the second or third community in the state of Ohio. But it's just not as
You don't hear about it.
It's not as much anymore as it used to be.
I thought one of the good things was they had everybody write down what they wanted to be forgiven for, but nobody knew it. And then you took it up into a basket and they burned them.
And they burn them. Yep.
I mean, it was a
very
wonderful
powerful.
weekend.
Yes.
And I'd do it again if they ever had
Yeah.
it again.
Yes.
It was really awesome.
Is that specifically a United Methodist tradition or a thing in the Methodist Church? Because I was raised Catholic. I've not heard of that before.
No, it's based on the Cresceo movement in the Catholic Church.
Oh, okay.
The Catholic Church started it, and I think it's called Cresceo, and it's very similar to the Cresceo movement in the Catholic Church.
Interesting.
It's a 3-day week. It's a 3-day retreat. It goes from Thursday night to Sunday afternoon. You eat. You do it. All you do is eat and listen to talks, and
Yes.
and you fellowship around your table.
Yes, and then that last night's a candlelight service.
Yes,
And
there's-
that's very
and
impressive.
it's very impressive. So,
Maybe you can get one going here.
ooh,
He has lots of time.
I have lots of time to do all kinds of stuff.
You have a lot of time. Might have to give up the crocheting for a
I
while.
might have to do that. But also as part of my spiritual life, and then this kind of grew out of that. Because while I was on the Emmaus Walk, those times of silence and solitude were so powerful to me.
Yes, yes.
So that now every year I go to the Abbey of Gethsemane down in near Bardstown, Kentucky, and spend a week in a silent retreat in Bardstown, Kentucky.
That would be interesting.
So it's a Catholic monastery. About, I don't know, I think they have about 30 monks that live there, 20 to 30 monks. And
And no one talks.
no one talks.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It is very nice.
Kevin and I, he's
Kevin's rolling his eyes back there like, yeah, right.
I would struggle with that. Yeah. I talk a little too much sometimes.
Kevin, do you have any questions I haven't hit on?
I do. You had mentioned when Tom that you knew Tom a lot, and that when he got the position here, got the pastor, became the pastor here, that you were familiar with Otterbein and said, "Oh, I would love." What was your what was your history with Otterbein? How'd you know about Otterbein?
Oh, that's a good
Well,
question.
I first knew of Otterbein when I first started ministry.
Oh,
My first time here at Otterbein was in 1989, because we had, back in those days, we always had welcoming picnics for the new clergy into the district. And this is where our clergy picnic was.
wow.
So that was the first time I ever got to know about Otterbein. And of course, I've known several of your former pastors. I was acquainted with Jim Ludwig. I knew George. And of course, I knew Tom. So I've known many of your pastors who have been here. But when I moved here and realized that Tom was here and we were so close, that's when I told him, I want to get that job when you retire. and so that's when we said, well, let's bring you on part-time. So that's what we did.
Yeah. How's he doing? Where is he even?
He's still in the Cincinnati area.
Okay.
And he's, from what I understand, he's doing very well.
Oh, good.
He's
good.
doing well.
Yeah.
He's doing well.
Yeah, because we haven't seen or heard anything.
Right. Right. And I think that's in part because pastors don't go back to where they used to serve.
Oh, okay.
So that we give the new pastor a chance to get his roots laid. So he might just be staying away for
He'll come back
for
the
pastoral
visit.
reasons.
So tell us what you like about living here. Not that I know you like Otterbein, but what do you like about it? The scenery, the fountain,
I think it's the community.
the whole community?
It's just the idea of the community that's here. And just the way you move here, you're accepted.
Yes. Yes.
My longest pastorate was 10 years. And that was in Christiansburg, which is a small community between Troy and Urbana. I was in Christiansburg for 10 years. 6 years after I had lived there and served there, I was introduced as the new pastor.
Oh, after 6 years.
Even after 6 years, I'm the new guy. I kind of expected that here. You're going to be the new guy. You're going to be the outcast. That's not the way it is.
No,
The minute you move onto Otterbein campus, you're one of us.
that's right.
You're not the new guy. You're one of us. My mom was here about 6 months ago to visit Otterbein. I introduced her to several people, and she was just overwhelmed about how friendly everyone was.
And I think what you're saying is everyone says, oh, there's so much to do here and there's so many. That's not it. You become a family.
Yes.
You've become, no matter who you see in the hall, or your family. And so that's more important than the activities.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of people can't get into the activities.
And I think what's fantastic about Otterbein and the culture here is that you can make those relationships so easily. Because I know that when people move here, they grieve. You know, mom's moving here from Kenton. She's lived in Kenton for 89 and a half years.
Right.
She hasn't known any place else. All of her friends that she's known for 89 years are in Kenton. And she's leaving all that behind.
Yes.
That's hard.
That's very hard. But she will find that everybody here will accept her.
Yes.
And within a short time, she'll feel like she belongs.
Yes.
And she's family.
It still takes a year for people to really get
Oh, yeah.
in the groove of Otterbein. But the people, y'all make it so much easier.
And I might add, we have great partners, too.
We do.
We have great partners.
And then there's me.
No,
But
you're considered a partner, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're a partner.
but no, it's just really, it's just a great place to build those.
That's why everybody wants to move here.
Yeah.
And we're outgrowing ourselves. We've got to keep building places because people want to live here.
Yeah.
And they like Lebanon for a city nearby.
Yes.
So, yeah.
If you love history, Lebanon's one of the best places to live.
Yes, it is. Anyway, but you've been wonderful. I don't want to miss anything. Is there anything else we can talk about? Don't want to rush you off.
I can't think of anything.
Well, we talked about, is your dog, when do you have to get home for your dog pretty soon, or how often do you?
I go home every day at noontime. So I went home, I took my lunch at 11 o'clock this morning. So
Okay.
I went home, I let him out, and I'll go home at 3 o'clock, let him out, come back, I'll go to choir practice.
But he wasn't a rescue dog, was he?
No, no, I got him as a puppy.
As a puppy.
As a puppy.
My kids are into dogs and rescue dogs. They always get rescues.
Now,
And that can create problems. They've had some that,
Or hard, yeah, hard to raise. No, in fact, I was talking to my mom last night. Good thing I'm living here. Because my understanding is if you have a pet, you can only have one dog or one pet.
oh, I don't know what the rule is. Is that right? One dog?
Yep, one
Okay.
pet. And I was on Facebook yesterday, and the breeder where I got Cooper has 3 dogs.
That's tempting.
They're the sweetest looking things. I almost called her and asked for one, but I knew I couldn't. So
Yeah.
So I just got one dog.
Don't look. My daughter, every
I
time
know.
they have a dog that needs a home, they call my daughter. Oh, Lisa, this dog's going to die if you don't take it.
Yep.
She'll say, okay. She's had more rescue dogs. But yeah, it's very, I've had dogs. I've had schnauzers.
My grandmother
Only
had
one at a time. I have the first one 12 years and then the next one another 12. And I just decided that's enough. They were good dogs.
Yep.
And they were small.
Yep.
But moving here, I just decided I didn't need one more thing to take
Right.
care of. I got
I
me
think-
and Kevin to take care of.
And I think that Cooper will probably be my final dog too.
Oh, you think so?
I mean, I've got another good 6 or 7 years with him.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
they live to be 12 or 13,
Yes.
15. So I've got several more years.
Give them farmers dog food. Do you see that ad on
I've
TV?
seen those.
I'm telling you, it makes me hungry.
If I could only afford it, though.
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say,
expensive.
it's
It's
Oh,
pretty
is it?
expensive. It's
Is
pretty
it?
pricey.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but
Yeah.
they make it look so good. This dog
They
just
do.
goes
And
do.
then they make you feel bad when you give your dog normal kibble, but
Yeah.
they're perfectly happy eating that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feed my dog Purina dog chow, and he loves it. And
As long as he's healthy and
yep.
gets exercise and water.
That's right. Exercise
love.
and water.
And love.
And love. And he gets lots of love.
I'm sure he does. Well, I don't know, Kevin, do you have any more questions? Or do
No,
you
I
have
think we covered it. Yeah. I had a handful of questions,
It's been
but you
wonderful
asked
to
them.
have you, and I think people will know you better now.
I hope so.
And I hope they'll come up and say, hi, Doug.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to say, of course, as many of you know, we do have a church here on campus.
I'd like you to address that.
And my understanding is that Otterbein, Lebanon is the only senior life living community of its kind that has a church, a chartered church embedded in the community.
Oh,
All of the other Otterbeins have chaplains.
oh.
we have a pastor because we have a church here. And so I'd like to invite everybody to join us for church. We have church on Sunday mornings at 9:30. And we'd love to have you come join us.
We would love it. And isn't it considered a non-denominational church now?
We are still we are still the United Methodist Church.
We're still Methodist, okay.
We have transitioned the name of the church to Otterbein Community Church.
Yes.
Because we know that there are many faith traditions within this church, within this community.
Right.
We have innumerable Protestant denominations here. We have Catholics here. We even have some Jewish folk.
Okay.
You know,
Yes.
so we have all kinds of faith traditions here.
Yes.
And we want to be in ministry to the entire community, not just to our small United Methodist
I agree.
brethren and sisters. And so we've transitioned to that Otterbein Community Church.
Okay.
But your pastors will be ordained United Methodist clergy.
Okay.
Because we are a United Methodist church.
Okay.
So we have church at 9:30 on Sunday morning, and it's replayed at 2 and 6?
2 and 8.
2 and 8.
Yeah.
So if you can't join us here in person at 9:30 on Sunday mornings, you can join us online. And it's broadcast live too, as I understand,
Yes.
most of the time.
Yes.
So
As long as we're not
most
having
of the time.
technical problems.
That happens.
What are some of are you having retreats and Bible studies and stuff like that? Do you having a Bible study right now?
We're hoping to start a Bible study this summer. That is not confirmed yet. But I do have a plan for the fall. I will be leading a study on, again, C.S. Lewis is one of my favorite pastors or authors, and he wrote a book called The Screwtape Letters.
Okay.
The Screwtape Letters is about a demon. Screwtape is a demon, and he has a little underling. And so he's writing, they're the letters back and forth between the lesser demon and the greater demon on how to get this guy away from God.
Oh.
And how can I grab him away? And how can I draw him away from God? How can I draw him away from the church? And so it's, of course, it's fictional, but it's got some great words for us. And so we're going to study that.
Okay. That sounds good.
And so that's going to be in the fall. So you're invited to do that and to join us with that, and watch OLN and watch when that's going to start. That's probably going to start, I'm going to say, in the 1st of October.
And right before Easter, did you watch any of the Women of the Bible series?
I was not able to watch that.
You don't have a TV in your office.
I don't have a TV in my
Well, this
office.
was at night. It was excellent. It was about the women of the Bible.
Well, if I have the TV on at night, I'm watching Big Bang Theory.
I love that too. I love that too.
Either that or Cops. I like those kinds of shows. I mean, just
I was not expecting either one of those to come out of your mouth. That's funny.
I get hooked on that Big Bang Theory.
oh, I do too. I do too.
So it's really, it has a lot of little things you
Yep.
got to listen for.
Yep.
So they
So-
keep. Well, thank you very much.
Well,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
you being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
And I hope you'll come back again in the fall
Anytime.
and tell us about your new Bible study in the fall. And
Absolutely.
bring Cooper.
I'll bring Cooper the
He can
next
sit
time.
right there on the couch.
I was going to bring him this time and I forgot.
Well, bring him
So I'll
next
bring him
time.
next time so
He
y'all
can
get to see
sit right
Cooper.
on the couch. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. We're going to let
see you
Doug
later.
say goodbye to everybody.
Thank you. And I hope to see you. Come to church.
Yes, and I hope to see you too. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks,
Thank
Kevin.
you. Yeah.